Welcome back to another episode. Today I'm back here with Snow. I'm hyped to come up to the Springs and get to introduce y'all to him. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, tell you guys a little about himself, and then we'll get into some stories and some questions.
Yeah, man, I'm SnowFrmDaBakkDoor. I popped out of nowhere with this shit, but I'm from the Springs and shit.
So, what made you want to start music?
Really, I don't know if you know F&D Jersey first.
Yeah.
I started rapping with my pops, but I wasn't taking it like too serious back then. Then I ended up leaving the state and shit, went to Flint with Jersey, and after that, he turned me up on this music shit. Like, I started being in the studio every day, learned how to record myself, all type of shit. Like,
what was that like going from being like never having been in a studio to going to an actual studio and getting mastered and all of that stuff?
It was different from what I was used to, cause like, how would I say, bro and them, they always did it for me, and it was at a certain point I started wanting to record so much, they was just like, you need to learn how to do this shit on your own. Like, pay for your time or do this shit on your own. Like, come on. And
so was it, did you ever think to start learning it, or have you begun to learn it?
I mean, yeah, now, like, all that, I did all that myself. It still could be better and all that, but all my music, like, upcoming now, is mixed, mastered by me. I do all that. I do everything on my own.
Is that something that in maybe not like the long term or like next years, but like, is that something you'd like to stick with as an artist, is to continue
I don't like it
solely as you?
I mean, I feel like I'm not gonna say if, but when I do get to that level, yeah, but right now I need somebody to do it for me.
No, I feel
I'm getting kind of, I ain't gonna say irritated with it, but it's just, it take a lot of time to sit there and master your track, make sure all your tunes right, make sure everything right. So like,
when you just want to punch in,
yeah, I'm just trying to punch in and get this shit going. I'm trying to get this shit going.
Where were you getting beats from before?
Jersey, what's it called? I forget if it was his cousin or his uncle or what it was, but he used to just give him beats and shit. And then now I'm doing the YouTube beats now. I be spinning on them YouTube beats.
Hell yeah. What would you say to somebody who's like 16 or 17, like, maybe they're not in your shoes, but like anywhere in life, like where are you at right now in life? Like, what's your outlook?
My outlook is, I would say, man, keep your shit together. Like, if you ain't in no kind of like legal trouble or none of that, keep that shit that way. And with this music shit, if you ain't got no money with it, you're not gonna go nowhere, because you need money to be able to put behind this shit. And that's what I used to think. I used to be able to think I can get on the Instagram and shit and start freestyling and somebody gonna pick me up, man. Fuck no.
Get signed right off of
that shit did not happen like that. Like, you get recognized by certain people, and people will give you people will give you your props and all that, but you got to be able to put your money behind that shit. Music videos, shit, the outfits, shit, everything.
Do you think being 17, like, people give you the props that you're like not like entitled to, but you know what I mean? Like, you think being younger in this shit, like, is it harder?
I feel like because they think you young, you don't know your business.
I mean,
I feel like,
is that real then?
I feel like for some of it, yeah, but me personally, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't came across nobody, at least in my opinion, try to,
that's good.
Try to like fuck me over, and then I hope, that day probably is gonna come one day, but I ain't had to deal with no kind of situation like that yet.
I mean, definitely in the way, like, of changing. What do you mean there? Like, how you feel the industry's changed the most?
Like, so for an example, I feel like back then, you could be like, how would I say, take Meek Mill for an example.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say all he did, like, trust me, he is a rap pioneer, he is for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like, back then you seen hella motherfuckers just on the corner rapping, just dropping videos of rapping. And this nigga get picked up, and the nigga really get signed. And then now you see him years later, he one of the biggest artists in the game. Now you can't do that shit. You can't just freestyle on Instagram every day and expect to get picked up. Nigga, ain't nobody finna like that shit, none of that. Like, you really gotta put some leg work in.
Yeah, it's deeper than that.
It's way deeper than that.
You think handing CDs out is dead?
I mean, no. That still, can help you, but a lot of people don't got that motivation to do that.
To wait out there.
To wait out there and just pass that shit out and just put stickers up in places, just put flyers up in different spots. People don't got the motivation to do shit like that.
What's the best thing that you've seen yourself in the way of your promo, advertising, anything like that? Cause
I say, I started off doing, what's his name, Gold Island Music. I be going through Roston, Reno. And then I'm not gonna lie, I do be having streams and shit from Colorado, but a lot of my shit is coming from like Atlanta. A lot of my shit is coming from different states, because when I was doing my music out there, that kind of spot of music, fuck with my kind of music.
No, yeah, I feel you. Is that something where you'd want to relocate there, or you just continue to drop somewhere?
Nah, I feel like eventually I will be, relocating in Atlanta eventually. Not no time soon, but that's where I want to live at. Like,
hell yeah,
that's where I'm trying to live.
Personal questions, but what's going on with school right now for you? You still in school?
Man, nah, no? I got my GED and stuff, but yeah, man,
so
like
you finished early?
Hell yeah. Nah, what's it called? Actually, me getting in trouble and shit. Like I wasn't allowed to go back to school and all that.
What'd you get in trouble for?
I got charges and shit. Yeah,
okay.
I got a whole bunch of charges and shit. But yeah,
has that made life tougher being younger?
It's made life a little bit tougher. I mean, I'm still able to shake and move and still do what I got to do. I'm still able to do all that. But it's just like, if you could take a different route, definitely take a different route.
You would like rethink it?
Yeah, for sure. If you could take a different one, do that.
Do you have advice about the streets if you're in them? Like even from your viewpoint of anything?
I feel like from my viewpoint, I don't know. Look, I'm gonna be honest. From my viewpoint, I'm not gonna say don't like trust nobody, but just nigga always just stay 100 like by yourself. Like nigga always be you. Don't switch up for no kind of crowd. Don't switch up for no kind of person. Like if that ain't you, don't be that. Cause once you start that shit, you gotta follow through with it. So I feel like so it's like if you not on that, there ain't nothing wrong with not being on that. Like there's a whole bunch of other ways to go. Like you don't like I feel like everybody think you gotta be tough now. It ain't like that.
Yeah.
It ain't like that.
What made you start making music?
Really, I took that shit so I could really stop getting in trouble. Like, really, especially when I went to Flint. Like, just the air we was in, the shit that I was starting to get into out there.
Yeah.
My nigga Drizzy was like, bro, you need to get in the studio. Like, this shit getting out of control, kind of like, you doing too much. Like, you not even at home. Like,
he was
doing
too
much. Yeah, he was really looking out for me. He was like, you doing too much. Nigga, he put me in the studio. I'm not gonna lie, the first time it was ass. Like they was clowning a little bit. The first time I got in there, I was trying to do a song, I couldn't do it.
Was that because you couldn't find your flow, or it was just like kind of new to you? And
it was new to me, but yeah, I just couldn't find how I wanted to come on there for real.
Yeah,
I couldn't really find it. But then once I caught it, I took off from there. Like, I just been grinding every day, record every day. Like I literally make a song every day, if not multiple. I try to go for that every day.
Do you have a catalog, or a project that you're thinking of releasing or got plans to?
I got this one little album that I'm trying to come out with. It's probably gonna be a few months. Like this probably ain't finna be till around like next winter, cause I'm trying to have like hella tracks on there. Like
collabs or just a single?
I'm gonna have a couple collabs on there, but most of them is gonna be singles. I'm gonna have a couple. Like it's really only gonna be a couple, probably like 3 or 4, cause I'm gonna have a lot of songs on there. It's only gonna be like 3 or 4, collabs on there, but. I feel like this album, whether this shit get plays or not, like I'm calling it Crystal Nights, but it's just like it's finna be a mixture of shit. Like it's not just finna be straight drill, cause that's what I be on. I be doing drill. It ain't just finna be straight drill. It's finna be a whole bunch of different shit for sure.
What has starting this been like for you? Like
Crystal Nights, it was like in Flint. I'm not gonna lie, I was low key assed out there. Like I was broke as hell. I ain't had no money. Like when I first went out there, nigga, I was hungry, all that. So I feel like, nigga, I used to lay in the bed at night for real, and I used to just think about shit, like think about having money, think about a whole bunch of different shit. Yeah, like a whole bunch of different shit, and I call that shit Crystal Dreams. So I'd be like, you thinking of diamonds and shit, them is crystals. So I call it Crystal Nights.
Yeah. So when you started music, is your goal when you started to like become someone big, or are you just kind of doing this right now with the hopes that like your things are gonna follow the path that you have made?
I feel like everybody when they like start rapping, everybody want to blow up. Like everybody want to be known, but I feel like me, as long as I can make a living off this shit and say that I'm doing something different besides some street shit.
Yeah,
that's what I'm on. Cause like I'm not gonna lie, there is some rappers out there who is like. I ain't gonna lie. They be preaching all this good shit, but they still wanted to, they still scamming artists on the come up. They still doing all that other shit. Like for me, honestly, if I blow up, good. Like nigga, I put the work in for it. But if I don't, nigga, I made an honest living off this shit.
No,
that's
like you
really
tried.
What I'm on. I tried on this shit.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it's like not a upper, but like you're younger in this shit and like not the level you're competing at, but the people like within our state, if you're saying like the other artists who like get a mention every day by Mile High, or they get put on a fucking list by some fucking blog, like
I'm not gonna lie,
the age is like something in there where you're like not a difference, but like it makes you feel like crazy, like good about yourself because you're up there with 25-year-olds who are still doing this shit.
Yeah, I feel like as far as like you asking like as far as like ranking wise, like I think
not like rank wise, but like the admittance that like you're like 17 years old, bro. You're not a kid in any means, but like you're a lot younger than someone doing it who's like 27 who's been doing this for 14 years.
Than most rappers in Colorado. Yeah,
yep, that's what I
feel like. It do make me feel a little different, but honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I don't got no major videos out or nothing, so I feel like that's why I don't get noticed as much. But in my opinion, I feel like I do need a little bit more props for what I got going, and for the shit that I put out. Cause like in my opinion, when they be doing like Colorado rap, don't get me wrong, clout come with the rap, obviously, cause you gotta have the fans. Yeah, like that is right, but I feel like you gotta base that shit off of talent too, cause anybody can get on the mic and say some shit. But like,
who you be fucking with out here?
I'm not gonna lie.
You got any artists that you do like?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna say, if I had to keep it 100, like, if I really had to keep it 100, I'm gonna say 7-4 Draco.
Okay.
YGC, Dreezy. Me, obviously. What's it called? There was this little snippet that Hunter Pack dropped the other day with his little picture. Yeah. That bitch was banging. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that.
I fuck with Savvy.
That bitch was banging on there. Let me see. Tanner. Free that man. You already know. Free that man. Tanner 10 Birds. Bird Gang.
I'm not hip on that.
You ain't heard of them from Denver? Man, you gotta check them out, man. Hell yeah, they definitely on the map for sure.
When he going?
Shit, it's been about a week, I think. It's been a good little minute, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
But they definitely dropping some hot shit. They definitely putting Colorado on the map. Denver for sure.
Oh yeah.
Denver for sure.
Do you think the different areas in Colorado, Denver, Aurora, fucking Pueblo, all the different areas, like, do you think the sounds are different?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know too much about Pueblo, but Denver and the Springs, people don't. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like the Springs should definitely be up on there more. I noticed there's like a lot of drill rappers out here, but I feel like the Springs should be up on the map a little bit more. Yeah. Like, we definitely could get up with Denver.
It's
I'm not
gonna
lie.
Quiet. No one's covering it. There's not even. I don't see anyone else up here. Who shoots videos up here?
Shit.
I mean, Matt comes up. I know Matt comes up here, but like.
Undisclosed Media.
I know him.
Yeah, I heard that he be up here and shit.
You know Doobie?
I seen him. Hell yeah, I seen him.
Yeah, he's hard to sell. He's up here too. What was I finna say? I'm fried. You want to hit this?
Yeah.
Was there a time before you like got your GED and left school early? Was there a time when you were trying to balance school and rap, or like school and this shit, and like off of that? No.
I was always locked up. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I came out to the Springs in 2019. Okay. And from 2019 to like, I'm gonna say really recent. 2019 to like 2021. Yeah. I wasn't even rapping for real. Like, my dad, he would take me to the studios and shit, but I wasn't really taking that shit serious because I was always getting locked up. Like, nigga, I never really had a chance to be out and do everything because, nigga, I'd be locked up for a good minute, get out, and nigga, a month later, nigga, I'm back jammed up again. Like, that's really how it went from.
What was getting locked up like? What's it like in there? Because that's juvenile, or were you an adult?
No, I was in juvenile. Nigga, it was, the first time, it was straight, you know. Yeah. It was just new, like, nigga, it was used to, like, I'm not gonna say the discipline, but like, nigga, they making us fold our blankets a certain way and shit. I'm like, nigga, hell, I'm like, all right, cool, like, shit, it's like, I ain't got no problem with it, but I had to get used to it, like, because I'm in this bitch every day, I gotta get used to it. Like, nigga, we used to have our shirt tucked in and shit. It was just a whole bunch of fights and shit, nigga. I was always fighting, like, just a whole bunch of shit. It was always something going in there.
Was it like, a lot more, not ranks, but like, with the other kids, was it harder to earn respect with them if you weren't like blasting someone, not blasting actually, but like beating down on somebody?
Nah, cause like, I'm not gonna lie, when I went in there, like, I had my little group of niggas that I knew, and then they would be in there too. But at the same time, like, when I went in there, I really never had to get on nobody's ass unless they was coming to me. Cause me, I'm not that kind of nigga to come off to you like on some hard shit. But like
make a problem.
Hell yeah, but like if you coming to me on that kind of shit, nigga, we in this environment, nigga. On God, I ain't going for that. On God, I'm not going for that shit. So I just feel like, for me, I never was never on no ranking shit in there. Cause me, I go in there, I'm in here to do my time. I'm in there chilling.
You want to get out?
Yeah, I'm in there chilling and shit. But every time I went in there, it was something though. Like, I'm always getting into it with somebody, and then it did end up turning into gang shit eventually, you know, me taking that route. Then when I went in there.
Was that something that happened outside of it, or it began inside, like where they transitioned you to go out?
So it was like when I had got into all that shit, I was in jail.
Yeah.
So then I got out, nigga. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't never had no nigga press me on the outs, like, and I didn't seen motherfuckers, yeah, on the outs, like me just being around, being places. I ain't never had nobody like press me on the outs, and even when I done seen motherfuckers, they keep it pushing. I ain't never had nobody press me. I don't know why it is.
They want to stick it through.
Hell yeah, but then whenever I get in jail and then I see them, then that's when it's like, all right, come on, and then that's when we end up fighting, nigga. But
do you think that's just because of like what you just said, where it's like you're in there, and so like if you finna do this, or like if they're gonna act like that, that's their mindset, is like, we're here, like I'll be here.
I feel like when it comes to certain shit, motherfuckers is hella internet. Like that's how most of that shit start. Like a motherfucker never tell you face to face that they gonna pop you. Like you know, most of the time, yeah, for real. Like a nigga will never tell you that shit, but he'll text you that shit and he'll post that shit on the story and tag you though.
Yeah,
like he'll do that shit. So I feel like that's what plays into it a lot, for real.
When you got out, what was your, not formative plan, but like kind of if you were telling somebody like what you did after to begin all of this stuff, like how did you get a mic? How did you do that stuff? Like,
shit, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, because I could tell this story. It's like, nigga, I got out of jail. Yeah. And shit, I'm not gonna lie. Shit, I got out of jail and I was low key like, I'm finna do this rap shit, but it was like, motherfuckers was trying to do shows and all this other shit, but when I was in jail before, my probation and them was talking about that I couldn't do no motherfucking shows and shit.
Like Papa Uncle. Was that just because of the paperwork you were on? Or that was like some rule she had?
Hell yeah, you got a lighter. Yeah, that's what he was talking about. He was like, I remember him telling me, he was like, I know you were talking about you want to do music and shit, but if you got any shows, you can't do it. He was like, everything got to be done at the crib. But me not thinking about shit, I'm like, nigga, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, all right. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I went on the run. I started doing that music shit.
How long did you run?
I was on the run for 7 months before I got locked up.
Damn. But you stuck around here, or that's when you outed?
Yeah, I had left the state and all that.
Did they even get you, or you turned yourself in?
Nah, they had got me, but it was some other shit that I got locked up for. Like
so they picked you up on some other shit. Yeah, they found out who the fuck you were.
Yeah, like, man, I was out there doing some other shit, and then they ended up, busting us and shit. But I went on the run.
Was it crazy living day to day like that?
I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't say that it was crazy, but it was just like, it was just weird being out of Colorado for so long, because I never really left the state. I never been out of Colorado. Like I never been nowhere for real before.
When you were doing it, like, take me through a day. Like, were you just trapping, or did you get a job? Like, how were you able to like hold a life like that they didn't know about?
Like, I'm not gonna lie, Flint, when I left, we first went to Flint. Yeah. It was around Christmas time, New Year's. Okay. I just stayed in the crib. Like the first month was ass. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was broke as hell. It was a whole bunch of shit. Like I was just in the crib and we was just chilling. It was me, Darius. We was just in that bitch chilling, making music. I'm on Instagram and shit. The first month was ass. Then about the second and third month, that's when I started getting in the studio and shit.
How were you paying for that?
What's it called? I don't know. Well, I know that you don't know him, but his name Eli Bo. You gotta check his music out too. Nigga slapping on there too. But he live in Atlanta and shit. But he came to Flint and he dropped the studio off with us and shit. We had it for like a week. We had that bitch for a good little minute because he was out there visiting and shit. So we was recording on that, and that's when I really started, banging, like really banging on the studio for real. Now the first song, it's this song called Uncut Gems that Dreezy got. It's him and it's Dreezy and Chubbs, yeah. Dreezy, Chubbs, and Flick. Okay. I think that's who on the song. I was supposed to be on there. They also rap? Hell yeah. I was supposed to be on that song, but I ain't make the cut because my shit was ass. Like, nigga, that was my first time getting in that bitch for real.
Did they straight up tell you though?
Hell
or like,
yeah.
It was kind of like they just cut you off?
The first time, I went through my shit. Dreezy was like, "Come on, nigga, like, what you doing?" And that's exactly what he told me. He was like, "What you doing, bro?" I'm like, "Nigga, all right."
Were you offended, or was it like
hell no,
you were like,
no, but like hell no. I was just like, "All right, come on, like for real." Went through that shit again. He was like, "Bro, come on, like you could do this shit. Come on." And then that third run, I couldn't do it. He was like, "Yeah, my nigga." He was like, "We gonna try something else." He was like, "But you can't get on this hoe." He just told me. He was like, "You can't get on this."
He was honest.
Hell yeah, he was like, "You can't get on this." Hell yeah.
Did he help you grow your sound, you feel like?
Hell yeah. It was like, after that, I started, what's it called? We got a song called 9 to 5. We got a video to that bitch and everything.
Oh yeah.
We did that
hoe. Who shot that one?
It's this nigga named Fats from Flint. He a dope ass video.
So you're tapped into like Michigan.
Yeah, like nigga, that's where this shit started at. Like,
fuck yeah.
1507 Church Street. That's where this shit started at.
Would you go back?
Not to 1507 Church Street, but to Flint. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. But God though, that shit was.
You ever been to the sand dunes in Michigan?
Hell no. Hell no.
I was about to say, you ever been to like the UP or like it's hella woods and shit?
Hell no.
Nah.
Nah, I ain't really get into too much other shit like Flint. Nigga, that first couple months, it was really just me like really on some grimy shit. Like I was trying to do some dumb shit. Yeah, like I was just trying to do anything.
Nah, I feel
so
you.
I started recording and then shit. Daytwan Love got us on stage. He a good Flint rapper. He got us on stage, and that's where I performed 9 to 5 at. So that's when I had my first show, and that shit just been rocking since then.
Do you like with shows? What's your regard there? Like you fuck with shows? Like
hell
shows?
Yeah, like that's what I'm really trying to do. Like I'm trying to get some more shows right now and shit. Like for real. Like shows is definitely something that I do fuck with. I done performed at the Roxy's. I forget what the first place that I performed at out here was, but we turned that bitch up. It was me, Dreezy, all them 7-4 Draco, Shino and them. We turned that whole bitch up. Like, that shit was turned. And then the Roxy, I had opened up for this dude named Gremlin. His name Gremlin Raps. He was going on tour and shit, like, across all the states. I guess he hit almost all the states and shit.
How did he get you to open for him? He just hit you up?
Nah, what's it called? I think I hit, like, his little manager or something. It was this... I forget what his name was, but it was through Facebook, and I hit him up, and he was like, "You gonna sell these tickets, and you can get on." And I was able to sell them motherfuckers, and after that, I performed.
You got them all.
Hell yeah. And
was the show popping then?
Hell yeah, like it was definitely more full than what I thought it was gonna be, cause like I knew that dude had a crowd, but as far as like Denver, I'm not gonna lie. I ain't on no hating shit, but I ain't think nobody was finna pop out. Like, I ain't think there was gonna be that many people. Like, nigga, that bitch was low key packed. Like, that's the biggest show I did. Like, that's the biggest show I had. That bitch was packed.
Do you have a manager or like have somebody that kind of orchestrates some of this stuff for you?
Hell no, it's really just me right now.
Do you think like when you're independent versus signed as an artist, like you're a lot younger, so this is an interesting question for you. Mm-hmm. Is the goal to get signed? Or is the goal to make music for you?
The one goal, I mean, and I can get to that too. I just don't want to be an industry plant.
No, I feel you. Like you don't want to just like be here, but the shit that you did do go unnoticed because you popped off so hard.
Exactly. Like I feel like going independent, that's good. Yeah. Because you know everything going to you, but it sounds crazy, but like a lot of people say that they ain't gonna sign, and nigga, I say that too. But nigga, if you give me that right amount and that shit is right, like
what's like the right amount though? Like right now for you, maybe not an actual number, but like a range.
I'm not gonna lie, cause it wouldn't even have to be like I'm not gonna say like it wouldn't have to be a deal, but like if somebody was to come to me and be like, man, I want you to do this amount of songs for this price, and after that we done. Shit, if it's the right price,
one project type deal,
hell yeah. Like if it was the right price for that, and after that you done with me and we dropped, and I can still do what I gotta do.
Or if they like want to make more, you can do more.
Exactly, like something like that, then I would do. But as far as like them years shit, like when motherfuckers be getting signed for 2-3 years, I can't do that, cause for me, I can't do it.
Do you like when you look at the music industry from your eyes, like? Is it wrong? Not wrong, or like, do you think the music industry's fucked up? Like
nah, cause I ain't gonna lie. It's just like I feel like the music industry is just like the law system. Nigga, you gotta come knowing your shit. Like,
yeah, facts.
Cause at the same time, what you don't know ain't gonna hurt you type shit. So if they finna do this shit and you don't know what's going on, shit, nigga, you don't know.
You're fucked.
So and then when you do find out, you fucked. Like, I feel like you just gotta know your shit if you really wanna get signed. So that's why. I'm low-key kind of staying away from that shit a little bit right now until I fully know all my shit.
You gotta make sure you're not getting...
so I ain't getting fucked over because when it comes to that money shit and that music shit, that shit really is fucked up because there is some dope-ass artists out there putting some hard-ass work and they ain't getting shit for it because they got fucked over.
Like, I'm gonna throw this one out there, like X or Juice WRLD, somebody like that where, like, it came out after they died, like, what these, like, labels were doing for them, where, like, Juice WRLD, he was getting, like, all his drugs funneled to him, and, like, I get, like, there's still drug abuse and stuff like that, and rap and all of that, but, like, they were damn near giving him fucking, he flew in and died with 60 pounds of weed or some shit on his plane, like, it's kind of crazy shit, like, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like for that, and I'm not gonna lie, that even tied into me, and even for, like, you know, I feel like whenever it comes to the drug shit, it's fucked up that the labels will do that, but shit, some motherfuckers do record better when they pop that pill. Some motherfuckers do
part of the process.
like, and you know, it shouldn't have to be like that, but shit, that is how it be. Like, you know, me, I feel like I can record the same way sober, but for sure.
You fuck with the drink?
Yeah, but like, if I sip some drink and smoke some weed, nigga, I'm finna be going stupid. Like, you know, so I feel like that's how a lot of people is able to record how they record. And shit, if the labels see that that's what you want, they finna give that shit to you.
Nah, I feel that too. Do you think that, like, when you look at a career like Juice WRLD's, like, what do you think about someone like that who, like, left such a big, like, impact on the world? And, bro, like, you gotta imagine what they could have done. He
died. I mean, I feel like he died too young. Like, if that shit played out, like, I'm not gonna lie. If that shit would have played out different, he'd probably be so big right now. Like, that shit would be crazy. Like, because he was already making a buzz before he died. Like, nigga, that shit wasn't even at the top yet. He wasn't even in his prime yet.
What you think about Money Sign Suede passing? R.I.P.
That's the one who died in jail, ain't it?
Yeah. He's supposed to get out this summer.
I feel like, for me, I ain't gonna say that, you know, it kind of, you know, reminds me of, like, my homies just, like, locked up and shit and, like, doing real time, but it's, like, it really happens like that. Like motherfuckers think that, like, jail and shit ain't like that. I feel like that's only the county that ain't really too jumping because, nigga, it's the county. Like, nigga, everybody getting out. But, nigga, but when you start getting into that prison, like when you start getting into that deep prison, like, you getting shipped around and shit.
Well, those people don't give a fuck.
Them niggas don't give a fuck about you. Like,
they're in there for 20 years, what's another 5?
Them niggas don't care because, like,
it's nuts, bro.
At the same time, that's how the system is. Like, I feel like
fucked up, bro.
Exactly.
And I mean, even if I'm sure, did you see some injustice when you were in, like, the juvenile system, or not so much?
As far as, like,
you're not beating no kids up, right?
Nah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, for me being a juvenile, there done been a couple times, except for the last time that I was locked up. When I had came back out here, when I had left the state, I got locked up again out here, but I didn't get into no fights or nothing this time. But usually, nigga, I be getting into it with motherfuckers, like, we really be in there banging with each other, like, nigga, like, oh God, like, every time, like, we be in that bitch. But this last time was the only, like, peaceful time that I really done had, because there was nobody in there. Like, I ain't had nobody in there that wasn't fun. Yeah, I was just in that bitch. I'm just chilling, for real.
Yeah. Damn. What, with your music, like, we talked a little about how you have a project for next winter and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have, like, a idea of your sound? Like, would you say the sound that you have right now that you're, like, dropping with, do you think that's going to continue to be your sound, or you think you're going to evolve, or you're hoping to find other stuff? It's
going to be kind of the same sound, but it's going to get better, because, like, with the Pro Tools and shit, I'm just going to tweak the sound, like, with the equalizer and shit, like, all that. Like, the more that I learn, the better I'm going to be able to tweak my voice and all that, and be able to, you know, and be able to fuck with it some more.
Nah, I know what you mean.
It's gonna sound the same, but it's just gonna sound better. Like, it's gonna have some more effects to it. Like, that shit is gonna sound better type shit.
Hell yeah. With life, or, like, I don't know, like, how to say it. Like, what's your goal with life, kind of?
I feel like be able to change my mindset. Like, for me, like, I do smoke weed. I feel like weed is the thing that I want to be able to do. Like, that's all I want to do. Like, I don't want to sip drink no more. Like, I still do sip it, but it's like, I feel like my whole outlook on life, I feel like for my age, I'm kind of far ahead from my age, but I feel like I'm supposed to be farther too. Like, you know, I just, the way that I've been thinking lately, I just feel like, you know.
What you been thinking about?
I just got to change some shit up. Like, nigga, I just got to change the way I think, you know, the way that I move, like, get a set schedule type shit. You know, I'm just thinking, like, more in the future.
Like structure.
Hell yeah, just having some more structure.
What's kind of been going on with you recently?
So
anything
shit.
Crazy?
Hell nah. I mean, shit. It's really just been, you know, staying in the stew and just sticking to me, you know, just trying to step back and just trying to, you know, realize who I am, you know, and just figure out, you know, this rap shit, nigga, this what I want to do, so I'm finna, you know, push this shit all the way. For real.
That's a good mentality.
Hell yeah. Like, I'm trying to, you know, stay with this mentality and keep it away from all that street shit and all that. Like, I'm really trying to get off that drill rap. Like, that's what I be doing for real, but I'm trying to change it. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to find a different, man, I'm trying to find a different route type shit.
I was telling the homie the other day,
I
was fucking driving to the bins, and I'm like, it's like 6, or no, it was like 8 a.m. on a Saturday, and I'm fucking listening to fucking Glock, glock, glock by Zay Osama at fucking 8 a.m. And like my
yeah.
girl gets in the car, she's like, what the fuck? It's like Sunday morning. It's like early as shit. I'm just like, damn. Like I am fucked up listening to some dude talk about like he's gonna shoot someone in the face. Cause
I feel like when you wake up in the morning, the shit that you put into your ears, like I feel like that is true. Cause me, I even catch myself doing that shit sometimes. Like, nigga, let me change this shit.
I gotta put that peaceful coat of the friend on,
nah,
like
for real
smoke a
though.
joint.
Cause it be relax. Like that's really how your day start. Cause like me, I used to remember waking up and nigga, I'd just be angry, like, and I'll turn on some drill music and that shit don't make it no better. And then nigga, I'm finna get in the studio and rap about some shit, nigga. This shit ain't finna get no better. Like, nigga, I'm just on God. That's just how it be.
No, I feel you.
Like for real.
Like Dream Chasers. Everyone knows Dream Chasers.
Hell yeah.
Meek Mill.
Hell yeah.
Stuff like that, like legacy type thing. Who's someone who underground you watched for a while, maybe before they blew up. Or if they're even not even blown up yet.
Who can I say that I like really fuck with that I don't watch blow up? Shit. I'm not gonna lie. I say the first nigga was like NLE Chopper. With this rap shit and this internet shit, that shit is so like fooling. So like when I say watch from when they like blew up, NLE Chopper. But then at the same time,
he's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I stopped when like look, I was all for him switching that shit, you know, switching it up for the journey. Cause I'm like, I'm like, all right, cool, like nigga, cause I was trying to get off the drill shit. You know, I'm thinking like me not thinking. I'm like shit, you know, I'm trying to make a transition. But then, you know that like when the motherfucker be faking, like you know when the motherfucker still be on that shit, and there ain't nothing wrong with it. But keep it real though, because like. When the motherfucker, you know, me and him, we probably ain't even, you know, far. I ain't gonna say that they'll be close in age, but we probably ain't far from age. Like,
I think he's like 20.
Hell yeah. So then I just feel like, you know, me, I'm gonna always keep it real. Like me, everybody know, like I ain't never portrayed to be no rich nigga or none of that. Like, you know, I'm me at the end of the day. So I feel like Chopper, I respect him for that, but at the same time, like when that shit backfired like that, I was like, damn. Like, and that's when I kind of took my little step back. But that's the only real artist I could say that I like watched like come up like that.
No, that's still a cool one though, because he's one where like, bro, you gotta realize like some TV channels, local ones, they do like 30K, 100K a night, like shit on a TV episode. There's like 1 million views in 20 hours.
Bro.
Like that's nuts.
And that shit is fucking crazy. Like 1 million people really clicked on this shit and watched this shit.
The whole thing through
like
usually.
For real.
Yeah.
Like that shit. Bro. It's crazy.
What's your like philosophy with advertising or promoting yourself?
I feel like me, I want to get promoted on like some big shit. Like that's really what I kind of want to, you know, stack that, you know,
stack for.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel it.
Like, and I ain't even gonna say cheese or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was like, you know, if I'm finna sit here and spend about $2,000-$3,000 on this promo just to get posted on this motherfucking page, like. I'm finna go all out for this shit. Like, nigga, the video gotta be there. Nigga, I'm trying to have everything in the video. I'm trying to have all that. Like, I'm not just trying to put no song and just do like a single and promote that bitch. Like, man, I'm not gonna lie. I'll drop all this shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. All this shit just like sitting up there. Yeah. But when the time comes, all that shit gonna be up there when it needs to be.
Fuck yeah. You want to do visuals to all those songs still?
I'm not gonna say all of them, but most of them.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You got anyone in the city that you want to get in with, like a video?
Shit. I want to say.
You got like a pencil or something, bro?
Shit.
I can grab it. Oh, she's got one.
Hell yeah. Shit. I really ain't been looking at no like, you know, people who been shooting videos right now. I can't think of nobody off the top for real.
Not good. All good.
Hell yeah.
Trying to think. You ever thought about getting into like Twitch or anything?
Man, look. Somebody, I ain't even gonna say somebody, like, man, I feel like Drizzy and all them, they had told me that shit too. Cause sometimes I be wanting to quit rap. Like, nigga, I be wanting to quit doing this shit. Like,
why?
I don't know. Like, that shit be getting, I don't know why they be getting to me, but sometimes I just be wanting to quit this shit. I just be like, yeah, fuck this shit, I'm done.
Nah,
like, that's how I be feeling sometimes.
So, is motivation something that, like, not you struggled with, but that you've had to work harder with?
Hell yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say that every day I be trying to find motivation, but every day I do be trying to find motivation, because there be like times I don't even be wanting to turn the studio on. I just be like, man, fuck that shit. I don't even be wanting to record, but I still push myself to record that shit and push that shit out.
Nah, hell yeah. And you said at the beginning, like, you started by recording with your pops. Has your pops always been, like, hella supporting of the music and stuff?
Man, my pops used to push me so fucking hard in the studio. Nigga, I used to cry in the studio. Like,
really?
nigga, he used to push me so. Like
when you were a kid?
Yes, he used to push me hard as fuck in the studio. Like, and, like, now I'm able to go hard like that, but back then I wouldn't. Like, I used to hate that shit. Like,
did you understand, like, when you were younger, like,
hell
no. And stuff?
Back then I did not understand that shit. I'm like, bro, I'm new to this shit, but like, he really used to, like, oh God, like.
So he started you young, and then like,
hell
you just kind of stuck with him.
Yeah, cause what's it called? I used to live in Aurora and shit, and we used to drive. Yeah, we used to drive up here just to go to the studio and shit.
Damn. And what's due?
What's it called? He got a homie named P, and he don't be selling studio time, but if he wanted, but if he wanted to, he could. Like, he definitely could sell studio time, but he just don't do it for I don't know why, but he could for sure.
No, for sure, bro.
The first time I went in there, what's it called? I didn't even want to get on the mic because I was scared. But I'm like, they can hear me. He was like, man, just go. Like, come on. I started crying in there and all type of shit. Like, so this music shit always been in me, but I just had to, open that shit up I just had to let that shit get out.
For sure, bro.
That's for sure.
You got a favorite football team? Who you like to watch?
Shit, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't been in the sports in a minute. I mean, I sit there and watch it sometimes, but I ain't gonna lie. When I was younger, shit, my papa, he a Broncos fan, so I went from the Broncos to the Panthers, nigga. I'm a real bandwagon on that shit. Man, I go for everybody, for real.
I feel you.
Oh, God.
Did you grow up in the Springs then, or in Denver?
It was really like kind of back and forth. But I was born in Aurora. Okay. Like me, my mom, pops, and all them. Like, we all, we all lived in Aurora and shit.
Nah, that's
and then after that, we.
You fuck with Aurora?
I mean, I ain't been out there in a minute, but I went to school out there, so it was like a lot of my, old best friends and shit is out there and shit, but I ain't been out there in so long, like, I really ain't in touch with nobody from out there, for real. I ain't gonna lie.
We talked a little about your goals and everything. What are you thinking, like, to leave, like, whoever is watching this, and if you stuck all the way through this, thank you. The retention time is sick, an hour.
Appreciate you for sticking all the way through this, huh?
But, what would, like, your last, like, thought or message to everyone be? And it can be like promoting yourself or something, or like what do you want to leave them with, like, if they like watch this clip that we post?
Hell yeah.
What should they know?
I just feel like, for me, I'ma always say that I'ma always, I'm gonna always be a real nigga. I ain't never gonna act like something I'm not. I ain't never gonna, be about something I'm not. Like, man, everything you see is me. Like, man, everything you see is me, and that's just how that shit go. Like, and for everybody who, younger than me coming up in this shit, I don't know if you're going to take the advice, because shit, I'm still trying to get my shit straight, but, man, if you could take a different route, take a different route, like, nigga, on God, because that's what I'm doing this music shit, trying to take a different route, trying to find something better, because there is definitely something better to the streets. Like, don't get me wrong, that shit fun, and that shit cool and all that, but when them consequences come, that shit is fucked up, and that shit'll really fuck your life up.
That's dope that you know that shit.
Like, that shit'll really fuck your life up.
Like, you're young enough that, like, you figured that out. Like, you don't even gotta waste no more time.
And it's just, like, being, like, I'm pretty sure hella motherfuckers know this, but it's, like, just being locked up, like, motherfuckers could be locked up for a day or a week. Yeah, man, you can go to jail for a week. That really ain't shit. But it's just, like, nigga, when you start being in that bitch, you're going back. Like, nigga, it don't matter how long you in that bitch. It's once you start going back to back, and then when you sit in that bitch and keep going back to back, that shit train your mind, and then it's, like, it's a pattern, and you just can't shake that shit. Like, it's just hard to shake that shit, and then
real shit. Life
just happens like that.
No, I feel that. Well, I hope that if you guys had any more questions, drop them in the comments. I'm gonna link all his music, his Instagram, anything else down below. You'll be able to click that. Drop a comment, subscribe, like. Appreciate you for watching. Share the clips that we do, and actually, I'm gonna leave a link below too to the clips channel. Click on that one, guys. Thank you.